Good morning. So, Parallax Football complete. Just arrived in the mail. I have made the Parallax Football NFL Team Ratings Index book. This is private. I don't sell this. This was for me. I used a wraparound black and white photograph of Johnny Unitas facing off against Sam Huff. I got this image. This image was shared with me. It was a color image shared with me by a longtime subscriber and friend. And I turned it into a black and white and made it the cover of my ratings book. So for those who don't know, Rodney, most of you do, so I'm just repeating what you already know. Rodney created the entire history of professional sports from my football time, basketball time, baseball, etc., etc. I completed Parallax Football, and within, I want to say within 8 to 10 days of me completing Parallax Football, he had provided the entire history of professional football, rating every single team in history from 1920 to 2025. And also did the player finders for every team in history. However, I didn't print those, obviously. That would be thousands of pages. And I don't need them. Sometimes I'll use player finders, sometimes I don't. Matter of fact, I rarely use player finders. I generally look up the starters and I'll know who I want, starting. And I might make my own finders or whatever. But the point is, I appreciate he did it. But what I do want at my fingertips is that entire history of pro football at my fingertips. So now when I get out my Parallax Football to play, and I want to play the 2006 San Diego Chargers, I just flip this book open and say, where's 2006 San Diego Chargers? 2006 Chargers. Let's see, 2006 San Diego Chargers. Come on, there they are. They are a BAC, and their defense was CCA. They have an A place kicker and an A return man with a D punter. And I can grab the 2006 Chargers and my 2006 Washington Redskins or whatever and play any game in history, make tournaments, or replay entire seasons, entire teams, etc. When I have sets like this, I tend to go through periods of why this is so valuable to me is I would like to play my flagship football game and be able to play any team in history. So this was a remarkable gift from Rodney to the whole community. But what's important to me is I'll get on a kick and I want to replay the 1963 Bears. I want to play, I might see a clip on YouTube of an old 63 Bears game, or I might break out my NFL films and be watching the 1960 set and they talk about Gale Sayers and the Bears, and then I get this spark. I want to play those teams or that team against somebody, and something like this allows me to do that in a matter of minutes. I can set up the game and pick any team in history and play. And so, again, for those who don't know, this file is completely available free in PDF on my Google Drive. I went ahead and made a book for, so this now, I would love this to have been 6x9, but Rodney puts them out in traditional size, which is good for people who want to print them at home. But I would love to have had this index the same size as my book. Of course, it would be 300 pages, but it would be this perfect little digest of football teams, right? So now I can literally flip in here to any team in history. He starts with the 1920 APF, American Professional Football Association, Akron Pros, the Buffalo All-Americans, the Canton Bulldogs, the Chicago Cardinals. Yes, the Cardinals are that old. The Chicago Tigers, the Cleveland Tigers, the Columbus Panhandle. So 1920, back when football, back when it was more like rugby than it was like anything else, all the way up to last year's a fantastic season. I actually thought the 2025 NFL campaign was great fun. I haven't enjoyed a modern NFL season viewing in a long time, and last year I had a great time. Let's look at the Bears, the 2025 Bears. Offense, BAD in their receiving core. However, their defense, FFC. So the 2025 Bears, however, their special teams, BAA. But this 25 Bears team, not so great defensively. Where are the Broncos? Yeah, they were DBA. So the Broncos' run defense, not so hot. That's pretty awesome. I would think the Patriots have a pretty good defense. Let's see. Patriots were DDC. Damn, who had the best defense? Oh, Seattle had to have had the best defense. Where's Seattle? The Seahawks. Yeah, D again. A, Damn, I don't know if anybody has a great run defense. Holy cow, somebody's got to have a great run defense, right? Let's see. D, D, F, D, F, D, D, D. Oh my God, not a great year for run stuffers in the NFL. The best run stuffing team is D. Wow. FD. So they're all Ds. Unbelievable. So 2025, there were no great run stuffing defenses. That is phenomenal. Was there anybody in 24? Let's see. That's amazing. Wow. And remember, run stuffing is based on yards per carry. So that can be true, right? That can be absolutely true. Wow. Let's go back. Let's go look at the 58. Let's go look at the 58 Colts run defense because they were pretty astounding. The 58 Colts, actually the defense for 58 was better than their offense. Johnny Unitas missed 3 games a year. Yeah, so they're a BAA. I'm playing the 73 Raiders. They're AAA, AAA. So that's why the 73 Raiders team is so fun. So anyway, looking at the modern NFL, clearly run defense. Okay, here we go. The 2017 Ravens. So there's definitely going to be higher yards per carry, obviously, in the late 20s. I'm trying to find the best defense. Wow, so the run stuffs. That is fascinating. But remember, offense is in the NFL's history. Even bad offenses are more productive today than they've ever been. So even the Raiders, as bad as they were offensively last year, the Raiders still were a pretty productive team. So that's kind of indicative of the way this is rated, right? So that's pretty sweet. Anyway, so I went ahead and made my own book, color, every team in history at my fingertips for Parallax football. It's outstanding. So this will always be here now with my flagship. 90% of the football I'll be playing over the next few years will be my game, Parallax football. Whether I'm playing fictional leagues or I'm playing the Patriot Football League in our ongoing career campaigns, or I'm playing replay seasons, players, etc. I've also got a book like this started. I haven't printed it yet. I haven't had it shipped yet. The Canadian. So he also did all of 1958 to 2025 Canadian football. So I've got a cover. It's not near as nice as this. A black and white, beautiful, old school Johnny Unitas cover with across from Sam Huff, the middle linebacker of the Washington Redskins. Sam Huff had been the linebacker for the Giants in the 50s, but he became the linebacker of Vince Lombardi's. Well, not even Vince Lombardi. I think he might have went to Washington before Vince Lombardi got there. Anyway, long story short, there it is. This is probably a picture from the 1969 or 70 season. I don't know which, but an actual friend and subscriber sent me a color picture from his youth, and I used it for my book. It's perfect. Again, Rodney also made the CFL, 58 to 2025, every team since 1958, and I'm having that printed too, but it's a simpler cover with the Canadian Football League logo and the historical ratings. So that should be coming in the next few weeks, and I will have the Canadian teams, almost every Canadian team at my fingertips, at least 70 years of Canadian football at my fingertips. So I thought I would share that. It shows you the quality of the work that Rodney did on the color images, the color paper. The Canadian book's smaller, of course, because it's not as many teams, and it's not color, so it's a little cheaper for me to print because this is color. But I love that, and I printed it in color because it is color. I love that. So the Canadian book's going to be a little cheaper to print. It's smaller, and it's black and white only, so that is outstanding. But then I will have the entire history of North American professional football at my fingertips. So that's pretty cool for my flagship, Parallax Football. So anyway, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.